sit back like this. It's just not the look.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Mannish podcast. 2 minutes behind, so we're sorry for the delay. If you don't know by now, I'm Serge.
This is your boy, Chris.
Clark.
Hey, appreciate y'all tuning in, man, once again. Appreciate y'all tuning in once again, man. As always, for another episode of Mannish.
You stupid. Yeah. You can jump right in it.
Okay. My peoples. As always, man, we try to have some interesting information. Well, I'm sorry. Some interesting topics to speak on. So one thing that is really one thing that's been in the news, man, and I've really been thinking about is this whole Ice Cube situation with this what is it? I know now they're calling it the Platinum Plan, but it was called something else originally.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of the plan was prior to being Platinum Plan.
I can't remember. But anyway, all it is really is a plan for us as
African Americans,
black people, black folks, to separate us from being in the actual minority group. Because what happens is when we're all grouped into a minority, a classification of minority, it's like us as black people get the smallest percentage of that minority. So let's just say what was it, like $500 million?
Yeah, 500 billion.
$500 billion.
Yeah, billion.
Okay. Out of that $500 billion, being that it's for minorities, black people would only see 2 to 3% of that. Right? So what he's trying to do is group us out of that situation where we're our own people. And before anybody even knew exactly what was going on or exactly what he was doing, they just heard that Ice Cube met with Trump.
That's all they heard.
Trump's camp.
Yeah.
He didn't even meet with Trump.
Yeah,
he's never met. He said that he's never met
Yeah,
Trump.
he stated he never met Trump.
Even before presidency. So I say that because we would all agree that sounds like a great plan. Right?
Agree with that.
Sounds like a great plan. So what happened was when they found out, hey, Ice Cube had spoken with Trump's camp, it was, oh, what are you doing? Oh, Cube is a coon. He's a sellout. How does he go from NWA to sellout without even knowing what happened? So I say that to pose the question: why do we, as black people, label and categorize people so quickly without information because some people may have a different view? And it could be something minor. Like I would say I would agree if we said, you know what, Cube's a sellout, if he wasn't doing anything that directly helped us. So if you're not directly helping us, then I can say, okay, you know what, you may be a coon or you're a sellout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you have a different view and just because of how you want to approach something to get the same result that we're trying to get, why are we so quick to say, you know what, hey man, he's a sellout, we ain't rocking with him no more?
I think a lot of it's wave riding. I feel like social media has kind of made it to where people see a news clip or a headline and just run with it before actually reading the actual story for themselves. So if on Shade Room you see Ice Cube sells out and endorses Trump, everybody gonna repost the same thing without even knowing none of the facts, without even reading the storyline. They just see the post and run with it. So I feel like a lot of it is wave riding. Like you see a story, you see they got a lot of clicks, a lot of reposts, and you just repost it because you feel like if you were to do that, he a sellout, but you don't know the information behind it. Because like I said, I read the story before I made a decision like, okay, Ice Cube said or not, or
Right.
is what he doing beneficial. And then I
Right.
saw his interview on CNN where he kind of like stated what the whole ordeal was, and that's when I kind of got a little more light shed on what the plan was.
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, after hearing what I heard, I don't feel like he's a sellout at all. Like he's just trying to better us as a black community.
Because his biggest thing was it doesn't matter whether Democrats take over office or Republicans take over office. Regardless who gets there, they need to be, or they need to know this plan. Because he pretty much was saying, if we present it to the Democrats, right? And the Democrats are like, you know what? Yeah, we'll bite. Let's do it. What happens if they don't get in office? Do you hold on to that plan for 4 years and hope that we can get in the next term? You know what I'm saying? Or do you present it to both parties? That way, if whoever ends up there you can now approach them and be like, hey, look, we met, we brought this to you, some months back, whatever. And, you sit down and now you have a seat at the table. To me, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I charge, and me included, man, because there's certain situations, man, where I just be like, oh, man, I ain't messing with that dude. Just because.
Yeah, and in situations like this, and when you're dealing with spaces like this, you're going to have to deal with people that you're not really fond of. You're going to have to deal with people that you don't agree with, see eye to eye with. Like,
anytime you're dealing with politics,
yeah,
it's going to happen.
I'm about to say, you ain't asking for just yourself. You're asking for the entire race.
Right.
So you're going to have to sit in rooms where you're not comfortable, where you're the only black face in there, where you're not going to get much love, or you might not even rock with the people that you're in the room with. But is that going to avoid you from doing something that could possibly change our race?
It shouldn't.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
In a lot of situations, it does, though.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, like, whether I'm a Republican or a Democrat, I can agree with stuff on both sides. I can agree, but I don't necessarily have to agree with everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, it's no different than if we have a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, but you hit on something, I'm like, nah, I really don't agree with that. Do we take away from that whole conversation that I just don't agree with you? Or we take away from that conversation that I just don't agree with a point that you made in that conversation?
Yeah, the latter. I mean, it's drinking from the same well. And in all honesty, I don't think either party really has our best interest.
Absolutely not.
So
as long as money's involved.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think Democratic nor Republican. And like I said, even though for the majority of my life I've voted Democrat, I mean, I just don't feel like either side really has our best interest. Yeah, it's a bunch of broken promises, and it's been like that since the beginning of the time. So
yeah, absolutely, because I feel like we can't. Well, us as black people, we can't even get together on simple topics or situation and come together, right? But just think about how great this would be. So we're gonna use Trump as an example. You have a Trump running, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a Biden running, right?
Mm-hmm.
We like, you know what? Because from what I'm seeing right now, nobody fully believes in either one of them.
Correct.
That's so two evils.
Right. So why can't we just get together and all write in somebody that we agree that could take us to where we need to take, or could take this country?
You're not gonna write me in.
We definitely would never write you. Definitely would never write you. How?
I don't know. I'm just. I don't know.
Shoot.
If Trump can do it, I can do it.
Trump can't. He's proven it.
I'm pretty sure I can do better than him.
I'm sure he thought that too. I'm sure he thought that too. And I feel like when you're a part of a major party, Republican or Democrat, what ends up happening is you start making promises to these people if they vote for you, and they start lining your pockets with dollars. Now everything, I'm not to say, because if you go back and you look at when Trump was first elected, I made a post saying, hey, look, I'm not going to bash Trump. Trump could be the best president we've ever had. He could be the worst president we've ever had. He could be the best because he doesn't have any political ties.
He ain't afraid to say exactly.
Well, this was before I even realized, like, he just slapped crazy, but like, he didn't have any political ties to hold him back. But he could be the worst president because he don't have any political ties. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing that can make him great.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I think regardless of who it is, when you're a part of these major parties, you make these promises, these certain people back you, then once you get there, they hold you to what you said. So now you got to please this person, you got to please this person, you got to please. Now you're finding yourself pleasing everybody, and you're not doing anything that you set out to do by being president.
Yeah. Which
See what I'm
is
saying?
what happens a lot of the time.
Right. So like to go back, and it's funny that you brought up the whole piggybacking thing on why we are so quick to categorize people and the whole, wave riding situation. Is that not what we do with everything now with social media? It's no research. Nobody checks facts for themselves. If you have a big following, what you say people gonna run with. That's pretty much what we are.
Yeah. True.
As a people, not even as just a culture, but across the board. Like I look at so many little different things that pop up on Facebook and Instagram, and if you don't pay attention like to the actual source, you'll be caught up in so much junk, man.
It's all about riding waves now. Who has the hot trend or who has the hot idea right now?
Yeah.
But it's been like that since beginning of time for the most part.
Not as bad as it is now.
I mean, it's worse now because we have social media.
I'm about to
So
say
everybody has a computer in their hand at this point.
100 times.
Right. And it's like whatever this thing says is gold.
It's golden. Boy.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that's why I brought that up. Not so much about what Cube is doing, but like how quick we are to throw people in categories because of maybe a different approach. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like certain people are coons. I feel like to be a coon, you have to be working against the progress of us. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what makes you a coon. Not a
playing both sides.
Right. Not you having a different view to get us to that same point or a different plan to get us to that same point. Mm-hmm. I think it's the actual action and the action and the result you're trying to get that makes you a coon or a sellout.
Yeah.
And I think we have to do a better job of labeling that, because us as black people, we so quick, man, to turn on our own people. Like it's almost instantaneous. It's like some of us are like it's like we almost look for reasons to turn on ourselves. Well, not ourselves. Like
we turn against our own people before we turn against.
Yeah, the Colin Kaepernick situation probably is the biggest situation that showed a lot of people's true colors.
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of people came out the woodwork and came out of their shell when the Colin Kaepernick situation happened. Absolutely. People were more dedicated to football than what he was verbally saying.
And understand, man, like, I know we don't have it on the screen, but you're always welcome to call in, man. 678-638-6626. 678-638-6626. Call in, man. Let us know.
My dog cheating.
Hey, man. Don't be giving away my secrets. They can't see my hand. I got the number wrote on my hand, man, because we can't never remember it. Whatever. Nah, you good, bro. You good. But yeah, man, I always know, man, don't matter what we talking about, man. The phone line always open. Always. But
call in, throw a monkey wrench at us.
Oh yeah, man. Like we be wanting different, opinions and stuff like that, man, to let us know.
I got a question for the panel.
All right.
We talking about Kaepernick, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think if he put a movie out right now, who would you think would play him? First of all, second of all, how good would you think it do in the market? How big would it be? Would it be another Black Panther type sellout? Would it be a let's say a Bruce Willis type of sellout? Tom Hanks? Who would you compare? I know it won't do it Denzel.
No.
Okay, so what I'm saying at this particular time and day, this would be the perfect time to put a movie out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as far as who would play him?
Give me who would play him.
Who you think?
That boy from what's that dog on Grey's Anatomy? Boy,
Jesse Williams.
Yeah, Jesse Williams.
Who you think?
That's actually not bad. I was thinking the same person.
Is he light skinned?
No. because he has some similar views. Like I feel like he could dominate the role. Like after I heard his BET award speech,
That's what
I'm like he made me a fan. I don't even watch Grey's Anatomy, but he made me a fan of him as a person. Like hearing, like you say, 'cause you don't really hear people speak out very frequently. But
You
when
married to a black woman, right?
I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know.
I don't know, but I think he's black too.
Yeah, she don't
Let's see here. Well, I mean that ain't a bad. That ain't a, that. that ain't a bad person to play it, but I'm thinking more of like a
I mean, the person playing could put a wig on to make his
yeah,
hair.
that's what I'm saying. That's why when they started saying it, I'm like, oh, is it why? Because he light skinned? Like,
I mean, no, I just like.
Well, we coming back in style, dog.
I mean, hey man, I feel like to be honest with y'all, man, y'all ain't never leave out of style, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all done took everything. Y'all done took the good jobs, the pretty women. You know what I'm saying?
I missed that whole. What happened?
He talking about I was saying like why are y'all saying that? Just because, light skin or whatever. And he was like, that y'all coming back in style.
I think what's name son to do good if he was older.
He
Will Smith.
never left out of style.
See, I'm thinking more of like a cause it got to be somebody who stands like who can grab that.
Who said Will Smith song?
I said if he was older.
It's got to be somebody who can like grab the attention.
So
I'm
he
thinking
played
like
Karate Kid, shit.
I'm thinking like a Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Or
about. Him.
I'm thinking about like a Michael B. Jordan.
It's not a bad one.
I could even
That's
to
not bad.
be crazy. It's gonna sound real weird. I could even see like a Nick Cannon playing that role.
How about
I
dude
can
from Stump?
definitely see Nick
How about dude
Cannon
from Stump the Yard?
Ooh, Columbus Short?
The man who be beating women?
Nah,
No, not Chris Brown, fool.
Columbus
Columbus.
Short be beating woman.
Oh, he beat women too?
Yeah.
Both of them do.
Well, where you been?
I thought we talking about Chris Brown. Oh,
Yeah, he got kicked.
I don't beat no women.
not you, fool.
No.
He got kicked off a scandal because of that.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was the other way around. I thought the reason he got killed was scandal because his wife was showing up to the scene acting a fool. That's what I read.
I know
I don't know if he was beating her.
I read he was beating on me.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
I stand corrected.
yeah, I think any of the people that we name could play that role.
But Keith Stanfield played him good too, though.
The weird dude off of Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see him body some
The
roles.
weird dude.
Get out.
Yeah,
Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He always gonna be the dude from Atlanta to me.
I don't
Always.
remember from Get Out.
But yeah, I think he. I don't know.
I like Nick Cannon though. Nick Cannon can play that role.
I like it, but I don't think it's gonna be like. I don't think it would be like a sellout or anything like that.
Me either.
I just only because we support what we want to support.
I was just about to say.
I think Black Panther didn't have any choice but to take off. Number one, he's the only black superhero that we've ever seen in our lifetime, like real deal superhero. And number two, the first wave of people that went and saw it, it got so much buzz. It was like you gotta go see it.
Absolutely.
You gotta go see it.
I know people that saw it several times, like while I was in theater.
Man, they were saying, listen, they were saying Wakanda in church.
Yeah.
When the preachers was walking around saying Wakanda forever, you done did something.
A lot of women was cutting their hair off.
Yeah. Knowing doggone well.
She looked at me crazy. I'm talking about going bald headed.
No, you ain't.
Knowing doggone well your head is shaped too funny to be walking around here bald
You
head.
got to pack a hot dog on the back of your neck trying to walk around here bald head.
And some of them was just already bald head and they tried to make it seem like they was walking around and they should cut their head. because of Black Panther. Like, no, girl, you had waves before that.
We do not do that here.
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think it would sell out. Me personally,
But why? I'm saying, but why? Like she said that we don't as black folks. Why we don't? I mean, why wouldn't every person out there rallying?
it was a reason why I don't think it would sell out. It was just so many people who didn't really hear what he was saying, more so what he was doing. People, and I said people who served, and that's not fair about it, but people who have served in the military and people who have had family members serving in the military, they honestly feel like the flag is a big deal. So a lot of people felt like what he was saying was throwing shade on the flag. So I just don't feel like it'll be a large turnout.
All right.
Caller, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
we have a call.
What? We got a phone?
Welcome to Mannish.
Hey, caller.
Talk to us.
Yeah, I'm just listening to some of that stuff y'all discussing this evening.
Yes, ma'am.
And
That's
Ice
good.
Cube is a sellout.
That's
Oh,
Uh,
why?
I believe it, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
This election has been going on for how long now? And he waits till like 2 weeks to supposedly be on the black agenda. Why haven't we heard from him before? And the only reason he's supposedly on the black agenda is because Steve Bannon, who's a white nationalist, who built that the big three out for him, and that's a Trump ally, and he's also a white nationalist. So it's no way. Pay attention, people. What we don't know is everybody want to make a comment here, make a comment there. That's why a lot of people are coming for him. And as for 50 Cent, who's another sellout, he's just concerned about himself. It's all about his taxes. He don't want to pay the taxes. That's very selfish. You got people out here starving and suffering, getting evicted, and they're not even trying to work on a plan to take care of all the people that are suffering now from COVID. But yet he's supposedly gonna give you 500 billion for a black agenda. Please, people, wake up.
I agree to an extent. I agree to an extent, but to my understanding, the platinum plan has been around um, for a few
They
years.
might have been around, but first of all, like I said, why they chose him, and he was a easy target.
So they chose Cube. That's what you're saying is that the plan was around and they chose
They
Cube.
always pay attention to how this always goes.
Okay.
He's losing he's losing. He's losing in the polls. He's losing everywhere.
Are you talking about Trump?
Trump. He
Okay.
needs the black race or whatever. That's why they went get stupid Kanye. I mean, look at him. I mean,
Kanye backfired on him, so they had to go get somebody with a little more sense.
Who in their right mind gonna vote for Kanye? He need a therapist. Everybody know that. I'm telling you right now that the reason why so many black people are trying to it's not no Joe Biden ain't Jesus, so he ain't gonna. I mean,
I get.
yes, they always choose either rappers, comedians, athletes. They find somebody. Look at Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
He's a coon.
Yeah.
Look at Vernon Jones. I mean,
cool.
come on. I watch this every single day. Our race needs to
We need to wake up.
Oh yeah.
You got
Caller, aka Mama, you got to mute your TV. You got to mute your TV. I hear the echo back there.
Now you making some very valid
Can you hear
points.
me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
We can
Yeah,
hear you.
we heard it the whole time, but we also heard the echo from the TV.
But you're making some very valid points.
You are
And
enlightened.
And you bringing some information that we didn't particularly know, because like I said, I don't know about the Steve Bannon stuff and all that other
I
stuff.
didn't even know Big 3 was in debt and needed to be bailed out.
Yes, it did. And so, like I said, I watch all this stuff every single day. Trust me, that's all on my TV, 24/7.
That I do know.
I pay attention to what comes out here and the news that's being put out. It's a lot of things that you don't know. He has the right to vote for whoever he wants to vote for. That's fine and dandy.
absolutely.
But when you're trying to get a race of people together because you're popular or people going to vote for you because I mean I watch all Ice Cube movies. I have them. I own them. I like him. I used to like him as a person. But for him to be pushing out this stupid stuff right before election, I totally disagree with.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So, as far as the actual plan itself, does it hurt us or does it help us? The actual plan, regardless of who's presenting it, does the plan itself help us or hurt us, whether it goes through Trump or whether it goes through Biden.
Let me ask you this: in the last 4 years, what has he done for you?
What has who done for me?
In the last 4 years, he says he's done so much for the black race.
No,
What has he done?
I'm not talking about Trump. He hadn't done nothing for me. I'm not talking about.
He's done.
I'm not talking about Trump. I'm not
Yeah, he's
talking
not-
about
yeah.
Biden.
Yeah,
I'm
he-
talking
he-
about the
Well, he's
actual
saying-
plan. I'm
saying
talking about the
that-
actual.
that this is the plan. This is the plan. That's the plan that he supposedly got from Trump and his people, right? So what has
No,
he done?
no. It didn't come from. It didn't come from Trump and his
didn't-
people.
yeah, the plan.
He presented it.
Yeah, he pretty much was like the
Okay.
the
And they also presented him the plan to help out the CARE Act to help out all these people that's struggling and dying and suffering from COVID. What has he done? I'm waiting.
What is who? You talking about Trump?
Yeah, what is Trump done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get that. We agree. We agree on that.
For the black race.
We
Yeah.
agree on that.
If he's supposed to do this for the black race, what has he done?
No.
No.
That's why, yeah, I think you misunderstanding what he's asking.
We
So
agree.
yeah.
We agree on that.
Everybody in the room agrees that Trump hasn't done anything as far as the black race. What Chris is asking is the plan itself, the $500 billion plan that
The platinum plan.
the
is
platinum
what
plan
they
is
call
what
it
it's
now.
being called, but the platinum plan, the plan itself.
And
Are you in
I
agreement
said,
of the plan?
if-
No matter who's the front runner
He
is.
supposedly got that plan from the Trump base, right?
I don't know where you got the plan, Mom. I'm asking you
Well,
If-
that's what he's saying. He sat with them and they gave him a plan. Supposedly that this money was supposed to come from the Trump organization. I mean, from Trump. So if you believe that, then I mean, you believe.
But it was presented to Biden's camp before it was presented to Trump.
that's what I'm saying.
But like I said, Biden has a separate plan. You can actually go on the website and actually see what he's planning on doing, trying to do. Everybody ain't gonna get it done, but Rock had a lot of stuff he wanted to get done. You have to have a Senate that actually will pass bills through.
Oh, absolutely.
The Democrats lead in the Congress. That's why we still suffering now with this bill that hasn't been passed because the Senate is Republican. Until we can flip that as well, but you're gonna need everybody to vote, to get out and vote, so you can flip it.
You're absolutely right.
Other than that, all the good that he plans on doing ain't gonna go nowhere because you're gonna still have a Republican Senate.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, caller, aka Mama. Thanks for your insight. It definitely appreciate
Hey,
it.
that was some good information though. I
Yeah,
can't
you definitely
even-
enlightened us.
I can't even-
Very enlightening on the information you gave us.
Oh, can I get a strawberry cake though?
Wait a minute. Wait a
No,
minute.
y'all need help. I'm
Hey, look. Hey, mama. Look, you really do need to make that strawberry cake so we can bring it up here and put it on the live so people can see and we can get you some dollars.
You want the strawberry cheesecake or strawberry cake? That's
I want the strawberry cake.
Both of them.
Say, both of them.
If both are made, both shall be eaten.
Thank you, mama, for calling in.
Love you, mama.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, but
Like she just enlightened me on some stuff. I did not know
Yeah,
anything about the bailout or anything like that.
well, I did hear something about the big three going under.
I heard that
I
as well.
did hear that, but I didn't know they were being bailed. I mean, I don't know. It from what she's saying, if what she's saying is true, it makes sense. I mean,
Makes perfect sense.
if one of Trump's supporters is fronting the money to bail them out, then it kind of does look bad on Cube.
Yeah, and I will say, I know for a fact, and I'm about to say everybody has been privy to it. Trump is very particular and strategic about who he has in his repertoire and who he puts on camera, who he tags, who he shows himself in pictures with. Like we saw Steve Harvey, we saw Kanye, we now Cube. Like he's very strategic about who he pulls in front of him.
He pulled out. He did 150.
I mean, that if you think about it, when he first got in office, that was his way of, you know what? Let's meet with these people
Yeah,
and
And
try
even-
to comb everything over to make it look good. But like,
because I honestly don't think he even had any plans and you know set to move forward. He was like, well, let me just take some pictures with these black folks. Black folks gonna see me with them and be like, we rocking with it.
and it goes back to what we were saying. Like, Mama was saying, Barack wanted to do a bunch of stuff he wasn't able to do. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You get these supporters and you tell them so many different things. By the time you actually get a chance to make a difference and make some change, you are now on their you're filling their agenda and not your own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Cause Hillary did it too. I saw her on black shows that I had never seen her before. Yeah.
Listen,
Saying
at the
she got
end-
hot
at the
sauce
end-
in her bag. Yeah, it's like,
listen,
I'm
at the end
not
of the
falling
day,
for the okie doke.
at the end of the day, it's always going to be falling for the okie doke because who's not going to take advantage of any opportunity they can to
That's like all
boost.
politicians are opportunities.
That's
It
what
ain't
I'm
even
saying.
politician.
It's
If
just-
I'm a comedian,
in general.
or I'm an actor, I'm gonna make sure I put myself and position myself in a situation to where I can boost myself.
Yeah, of course.
That's just
Everybody wanted the crossover success.
that's smart. I mean, regardless if it's crossover or not, regardless of what I'm doing, I don't care if I'm selling ice cream. I'm gonna find the hottest corner with people who got some money and that ain't lactose intolerant. And I'm gonna push my ice cream. I'm gonna put myself in the best situation. Like, so I can't fault Trump. I can't fault really any of them, but I think it's messed up because we find ourselves falling into certain traps because we are just rolling with somebody and we don't do our own research. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, that topic kind of went kind of long, but we have some real good information. So we're about to go into a commercial. No, I'm playing. We ain't got no commercials.
Come on, I'm about to say, oh snap, we got commercial.
We ain't got no go commercial.
Hey, I got something for y'all real quick.
Hey, look. So before he gets into that, no, you know what? Go ahead. Before we'll get in the disco situation after that.
But not real quick, man. It's just something I seen on Facebook earlier today. But how many y'all? I can't. It's not loud enough.
You can't eat it.
Strawberry cake ain't got here yet. Clark.
Hey man, chill out. But how many y'all knew that song by Cameo, Candy?
Was about cocaine?
About cocaine.
Oh yeah.
I still don't know it's about cocaine. I still don't know. Cause
Hey,
technically,
go back and put it.
man, you listen. You
You
can
can
listen
flip
to
any of them lyrics
right,
and make
you
them sound like it's supposed to be with.
You can listen to a bunch of lyrics from a bunch of different songs at that time and say it was cocaine related.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I did laugh when I saw it though.
that was hilarious to me.
Somebody said I need that strawberry cake. Nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So we're gonna jump right in our next segment, man. We gotta make sounds. Disco tell 'em. Disco 100 tell 'em.
Yes, sir.
Ho.
So, fellas, what we gonna do? We gonna go a little throwback a little bit. I'm gonna put some pictures up here for y'all, and I want y'all to just elaborate
Okay.
on what y'all see right here. I'm gonna take them down in 1 second, but I want everybody to see them first.
Is that Pac-Man?
I was about to say Pac-Man Jones,
Yeah.
right?
Pac-Man.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I met him in real life too.
I ain't heard about him.
Yeah, he been fairly quiet. I don't think he play no more.
Well, I know he don't play no more.
The last thing I seen about Pac-Man, he was trying to fight in the airport.
Yeah.
But it was a well deserved fight.
Oh yeah.
Dude was taunting him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If he would have fought, that butt whooping was deserved. Had he put hands on Buddy.
Yeah, buddy. But see, my point about Pac-Man was his circle. Talk about what kind of circle you think he had.
I don't think he had a good circle. He stayed in too much trouble.
He stayed in a lot of trouble.
He stayed.
Fighting in the strip clubs. And
Yeah. Well, his circle didn't have his best interests. His circle didn't have his best interests at hand because he should have never been in a lot of the situations that he was in. I think they were there for the ride, but they didn't have his best intentions.
I agree with that. I think in order and a lot of these fields, especially if you a kid who come from humble beginnings and then you get into the spotlight like he did, he
All I'm gonna say is
you gotta have the right people in your corner.
listen. If anybody makes some money and I'm their friend, anybody, any of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Disco followers, or Disco 100 followers, whoever. If any of y'all make some money, y'all know me, put me in y'all circle. Because I'm going to make sure we ain't gonna never go broke.
Yeah.
It's no way in the world one of y'all get rich and I let you mess up my meal ticket. Not gonna happen, buddy.
As funny as that is, I'm in 100% agreement.
Ain't no way. You want to go where? Hold on, let me go first and see who in there. Oh, it's cool. Come on. You trying to fight what? No, punch me. Punch me. He can't get punched. Go ahead and go home. I'll tell you about it later. Ain't no way.
Go get the car, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Messy.
So
Okay.
yeah, I feel like anytime you're in that situation, man, you gotta be to the point where you surround yourself around people who have your best interests, and most of those people are the same people that held you down and treated you the same when you had nothing. You know what I'm saying?
The problem you have is you got too many yeses.
Yes, man.
Agreed.
They
They're scared to say something.
They're scared to say something because now you feeding them.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, but that's why I said a lot of those people that are really hold you down in that circle are the same ones that were with you when you were nothing, because they were telling you yes or no. They were telling you were dead wrong before you ain't had nothing. Oh, Wendy Williams. Next picture. Wendy Williams.
I can't
I
stand
think
it.
about them size 13 Tim she be rocking.
I think about a lamp when I look at Wendy Williams.
I look at her falling out and that.
You ever, hey, look,
Look.
I think about a lamp. You ever seen you see the pictures when she walking on the beach? You ever looked at like one of the old school lamps your grandmama used to have in the house where it got a lampshade at the top and real big, then the lamp get real skinny? Yeah, that she a lamp for sure.
She remind me of E.T. with a wig. So next time you see E.T., she remind me of E.T. with a wig. Look at her. She like E.T. with a wig.
But the crazy part is, man,
Listen,
do it not always be the most messed up people that love to talk about somebody.
What?
And who does it more than Wendy Williams?
Right.
What's the other dude name you doing it too though?
What to do?
Well,
Chris?
nah. What's it?
You stupid.
Jason Lee.
The gay dude?
Yeah.
The dude that be having a little sucker on Wildin' Out?
He do that joke too.
you said a sucker?
Man, you know them old school, colorful, big
How'd you guys say
lollipop, sucker flat.
that? He be walking around
Spinning and licking it, bro. He doing too much, man. Him and the dude,
Yeah, he doing a wild now.
him and the dude,
Yeah.
what's the dude, Perez Hilton?
Oh yeah.
He like that too.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, I got a question for you, man. For both y'all. All y'all, actually. I want to give you a scenario. Okay? And I want her to chime in, too, if she wants to.
Okay.
Because this came up maybe a couple of years ago, and it caused a big... I want to see where y'all at with it.
Okay.
All right.
You walking down the street, you see a black man putting his hand on a black woman. What are you doing? That's the first thing. Second scenario, you see a white man put his hand on a black woman. What are you doing?
Okay. Hold on. What was the first scenario again?
I got you. He
What?
said you walk down the street, you see a black man put his hands on a black woman.
Okay.
The second part of the scenario is you see a white man put his hands on a black woman. What you gonna do?
Both of them get the same treatment.
I about to say
She said,
color.
Both of them get the same
Color
treatment.
is irrelevant in this
Yeah, 'cause I
situation.
feel like you a sucker if you put your hands on a woman.
Across the board.
At the end of the day, because
And that's my reaction. I see a lot of videos online where men with cell phones sit back and record and watch women get whooped.
now don't get me wrong. If you're a woman and you put your hands on me first,
That's a different situation.
I'm gonna give you one warning and I'm gonna tell you don't put your hands on me no more. Once you put your hands on me again, you have now signed that consent form for me to treat you like a man. So therefore, in those situations, you kind of really gotta.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
Gotta look like. Oh, go ahead.
But I do see. Like I said, I don't know what the basis of these videos are. I don't know what happened prior to the video being filmed. I just know I see a lot of people standing around watching women get abused, and that I'm not a fan of.
No, I'm not a fan of that either.
But in your situation, I'm all for it.
yeah,
Like I said,
2 to 92, you can get these hands.
Yeah.
Try Jesus,
Not 2 to 92.
not me.
I see a situation where a man has been beating the brakes off a woman. Somebody go to break it up, go help her out.
And then they both jump the dude.
Yeah.
That way you start helicoptering everybody.
All right, my dog. All right. One more, and I'm letting y'all go.
All right.
One more, I'm letting y'all go. No. We ain't done. No. Yeah.
Oh, you got something to say? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, she had something to say 'cause she playing with her hair. When a
Go
woman,
ahead.
when a woman play with her hair, before she say it, when she do this here, when she do this, that means she got something she want to say.
Oh, she done flipped it back now. She done flipped it back now.
Sure.
Everything I've been saying, if a woman before I step in a man's position, then it is what it is.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, sir, she be beating you up?
Yeah, but that
Hey, you light skin, you get marks.
Okay, if you punish me, I'm happy to go ahead and
Hey,
I'm about to say
I said he hit hard.
Look, I don't.
Okay.
I've never put my hands on a woman. It's just-
Okay. One more
Keep it
panel.
going.
One more from the audience.
All right.
But I don't
Y'all all,
want to
all parents here.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the difference between raising a daughter and raising a son?
Woo! So,
Who?
y'all want me to go first or you want me to go last?
I'll go
'Cause-
first. I'll go first.
All right.
All right. So, I feel like Ooh.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
You take too long.
What
Okay,
you trying
so
to tread lightly for? You
Yeah.
scared of him?
I raised my
He's
daughter
stuttering.
I
completely.
just want to say, I just
But
with my daughter.
Like, P.O. down. All right, go ahead.
But
man.
real talk, I raised my daughter. Mind you, my son's only 3. My son's only 3. But as far as my daughter, like the way I'm raising them, how I hate you.
Well, I ain't do nothing, bro.
I'm different with them, man. Like I feel like I'm overprotective. Not here all the time. I'm very overprotective with my daughters. I probably would give my son a chance to, to make his own mistakes.
So why, may I ask, do you feel that it's okay to give your son passes that you wouldn't necessarily give your daughter?
Because with my daughters, like I hate to say it, they females, they women.
Mm-hmm.
There's some situation. Can I finish, please?
Yeah,
calm down.
What's it?
Mojo, calm down. But no, with my daughters, like it's with my daughters, they. Because she's like, bro, I can feel the hot. I can feel like.
This dude, yeah. This
I
dude.
tell you what, we better not never go to jail with Clark.
Everybody going down. They were like, oh, they did it. Book 'em.
I feel like with my daughter, I gotta be overprotective with them just because of the society we live in. The world we live out here snatching up little black girls, and you get there's rape cases left and right out here. God, dog, can I please finish?
I'll finish.
So I just feel like with my daughter, I just gotta be a little bit more protective of them. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna be overprotective of my son, but not at the same level as my daughters.
Okay.
I'll wait.
I mean,
Okay, yeah. So
He still got to go home. So
I feel two ways about this topic. So, number one, I do feel like there can be a little offsetting of how you raise your daughters and how you raise your sons. Only because I said, with women you should be a little more tender, if that's the proper word to use. Like you should be a little softer with your daughter than
a
you
little more
would be.
gentle.
Yeah, a little more gentle than you would be with your daughter than you would your son. But in the same breath, I also feel like, because I remember maybe a week or so ago, maybe the first episode, we were speaking about, women, who's so independent that they won't let a man
Yeah, father.
be a leader, be the head of household, however you want to word it.
Yeah.
And I strongly feel like a large part of that is based on what they're taught in the home. If you automatically instilling in your daughter to, you don't need no man for this, you don't need no man for this, you don't need no man for that, that's what they're gonna turn around and be when they become a woman. So
Okay.
they're gonna in fact turn into the independent woman that y'all despise, that no man really wants to be with because they so headstrong. And then, but at home, that's all they taught. That's all that was pushed on them. And then, like I don't know, like when it comes to Cause like I said, I was raised in a house. It was just boys. It was just my mom and my two brothers. So for us, you know, mom was strict on us across the board. But I mean, I think with any parent, as you have more kids, you know, the reins are loosened a little more with each kid. I think I've seen that in several different
That's
households.
definitely true.
Yeah, I think I've seen that even when you have kids and now the grandkids.
It's not even. It's not even about the how many more kids you have. I think it goes as far as the parents getting older and how much that they just don't even want to deal with certain situations, or they're like, um, because as you get older, you get a little more lax sometimes, you know. And I think that's what it comes down to as far as like from your first kid to your last kid, like the difference in how hard you are. Like, use myself for example, I'm equally as hard on them, but in certain situations, like in certain things that I'm not gonna bend on when it comes to school, when it comes to being what I would consider a good person.
Mhm.
It's certain things I'm not going to bend on, but it's certain things that I may just be like, you know what? And then somebody will come to me like, well, you ain't let me do that. You ain't let me do this. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm the parent. But when it comes to male and raising a male and raising a female, I think, of course, it's got to be two separate ways of raising them because you cannot raise your daughter to be a woman and use those same methods in raising your son.
To be a man.
It's impossible. You can't do that. So I'm going to be tougher on my male because society in this world is going to be tougher on this male. Whether it's in the home, males go through just as much in a lot of situations. I'm not saying it's right, but males go through just as much in the home as they go through outside of the home.
True. I can see
So they have women. Don't get me wrong. Women have to be strong, but men have to be the backbone. So when I'm raising my children, I'm raising my woman how to require certain things from a man. You know what I'm saying? To even be involved with them. I'm teaching them how to be, nurturing. How to. Mom is teaching them how to cook, how to clean properly, how to clean themselves properly, how to make sure proper hygiene and all of that stuff. But as a man, and it goes both ways. So I guess I'm gonna let my daughters get away with certain things that I wouldn't let my sons get away with. And I'm gonna let my sons get away with certain things I'm not gonna let my daughters get away with. See what I'm saying? So I guess it balances out.
Do you care to elaborate? Like what
Okay.
sort of stuff would you like?
So perfect example. As far as my daughters, if my daughter come home and be like, you know what, it's this dude that likes me. He wants to know if I can go to the movies. All right. He can't go nowhere with you until he come introduce himself to me. I need to know who this dude is. I need to have a conversation with him. I need to find out, what this dude is about before I let you go anywhere with him.
Mhm.
Because there's no telling what he may have you involved in. If my son is like, hey man, this chick, but she digging me, I'm finna take her to the movies. I'm like, hey bro, have fun. You got the money? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that is where my double standard comes in at when it comes.
So you don't feel like the woman could be involved in some stuff that could possibly get him into some trouble
I think
too.
they can, but I think in a lot of cases when we're talking about teenagers,
Mhm.
girls, and this is just from my experience. I can't speak for everybody. Girls tend to develop feelings for a dude at that age a lot quicker than it being vice versa. I'm telling you. I'm telling you from my experience now. I'm telling you.
I mean, we all
Even okay. You saying when you was a teenager, how many girls was throwing themselves at you like, man, this and that, but you wasn't studying them. You was trying to holler at the cousin, the sister, tell me I'm wrong.
That's true what you're saying on that part.
And so that's why I'm saying. So
That's true.
the reason I'm saying that,
Check
the reason I'm saying it's on. The reason I'm saying that is because they will tend to go for whatever the dude may be telling them versus the
I
female.
understand it. My question is, if you expect your daughter's boyfriend or guy that she's feeling to come to you
Mhm.
and introduce himself, why are you not then teaching your child, if you want to go out with this girl, you need to go to her father and introduce yourself?
I didn't say I didn't.
You didn't say that you did.
I didn't say
So
that
when
I
you
didn't.
said
though.
there was a double
I didn't.
standard,
I didn't say that.
that's
what
why
I
you
re-
didn't explain it.
what I required from my kids
Right.
with me.
Exactly. But you never said
But
that I'm teaching my
because-
son that he need to do the same thing with this man's daughter.
But okay, everybody don't know me.
Right.
But if I feel that I need to meet my daughter's friend,
Right.
I'm gonna be telling my sons the same
Okay,
thing.
because what you said was, okay, well then go ahead then play it like, nah, you didn't say,
No,
well, make sure you
but
respect
it wasn't.
her
It had
the way
nothing.
you want a man to
It had,
respect your
but
sister.
the question had nothing to do with us and their parents. It was the view on how I view
Exactly.
my son versus my daughter.
Exactly, but
So if
thing
we get a
I'm
little
saying
deeper,
is,
then we'll go into.
okay, yeah, because
You know
if
what I'm
I view
saying?
my daughter this way, I view my son the same way that I want a man to treat my daughter, I want my
Because-
son to treat
And,
anyone else.
and the reason it doesn't go any deeper, that wouldn't be no different than me saying, you know what, woman, I'm telling my daughter, you better not ever let a dude put his hands on you. Do I need
Agreed.
to tell? Do I need to go? And does it
You
need
do.
to be? Does it need to be said that
You
hey,
do.
I tell my son don't ever put his hands on a woman?
Well, I'm
No,
only
it
saying you
don't.
do because everyone don't do that.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, it definitely.
But-
So just to let us know that this is how you are, then yeah,
Okay,
that's why I said
to
it,
let-
because everyone don't do that.
I feel certain things across the board. My point that I was making is the conversation I have with my son in regards to this girl
Mhm.
versus the conversation I have with my daughter in regards to this dude.
Well, if that's the case, then you look at them equally. Your daughter need to bring a man home, and that man need to respect you and her the same way your
No,
son need to go to
because
that
my
girl
conversation, if he brought that girl to the house,
Mhm.
my conversation wouldn't be anything like the conversation would be if she brought this dude to the house.
Because you're talking to a guy,
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's what I expect out of this dude when it comes to my daughter.
right? But don't
I
you
don't
expect your
expect-
son to
I
still
don't-
respect that daughter?
I do, but I don't expect anything from this girl when it comes to my son.
Oh, okay, why not?
It's just a double standard.
So what you saying is you want to make sure this dude don't play your daughter, but this girl can play your son?
No.
That what it sound like. You don't expect nothing out of her.
See that, and that's
That's
when,
what I'm
and that,
asking.
and that. Now you're putting words in my
No,
mouth.
I'm asking.
No,
because-
that wasn't an ask, because that
No,
was
it
a tell.
question
That
mark.
was a
It was a
tell.
question mark at the end.
That was a
of it.
tell.
Okay, it was a comment, a question mark at the
Okay.
end. But
right.
I'm just speaking, I guess because I have a son, the same way I have both.
Mhm.
But the same way I would expect a man to come to my house and respect my daughter, I would expect a girl to come to my house and respect my son. So, yes, I understand the difference in between raising a son and raising a daughter. But at the end of the day, if you bring somebody home, I expect the same respect, whether you're bringing home a girl or bringing home a guy.
And it's certain things that I'm telling my son how to be in a relationship, in certain ways that I'm teaching him
Mhm.
to where he should be making sure that it's certain things and certain respects that are being had with him.
Mhm.
With my daughter, it's a different conversation. There's certain things, but it's not going to be the same things. It's not going to be the same conversation. It's not going to be the same expectations with her versus a him, because my son has to be a leader. So I have to teach him how to lead in that relationship.
Right.
My daughter has to be independent to an extent,
Right.
but at the same time, she has to let that man be a man.
Right.
I come involved because I need to find out if that man is a man.
Is he gonna be able to?
Okay, and then I guess you're leaving it up to your son then to decide whether or not this female is.
No, he said I'm not in my house. He would probably come talk to me. He's
Okay.
gonna come talk to me and we'd have a conversation. But I'm gonna teach him how to be a man and how to figure these things out.
So at that point, are you then leaving it more up to the woman of the house to teach the girl how to be
A woman, yeah,
Okay.
a
okay.
woman. But I'm the type of person, I'm gonna keep it a buck with my daughter. I'm gonna get him all the game I can get him off the rip.
So that
That
they'll
way, the
recognize
next
it
man
and
can't be running it on.
Okay. Well, then in that particular instance, I can see that it's really not too much of a difference. You're teaching them how to be. You're teaching your
But-
man how to be a man and the girl how to be the woman. Like
And I guess in my mind, it's the conversation that I'm having with them. Not even per se with them, it would be with their significant others.
Which, in my point of view, it doesn't look like you're being that far off. Because
But-
it's different than you're telling your girl you can't do nothing, and then telling
No,
her
it's
you
never
can do
going to be you
everything.
can't do nothing, but
Right.
it may be something like you need to be home at 12, and then my son may be able to stay out a little longer.
Well, then why? Because now I was on your side.
Yeah.
And now I just feel like you
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. So that's what I was getting ready. So I can definitely hearing you describe it too. I can definitely see, because like I said, you're not going tell everything that you tell your daughter that you get.
Exactly.
It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Change the way he going. Let's change where they going at.
Okay.
Let's say your daughter says you already say daughter ain't going to movies. So let's say she going.
She go to the movies.
Okay, she going to hang out with her boyfriend at his house.
Mm-hmm.
Your son, yeah, you key. Your son going to hang out with his girlfriend at her house.
Uh-huh.
What's the different approach then?
The different approach with them. If you know my household, when it comes to certain situations like that, it's not gonna be different because I feel like I know what I was trying to do when I was at certain people's houses when maybe parents weren't home. So I don't really want either one of my male or female children at these people's house.
But at the same time,
hold on. You gonna let me, hold on. Unless I know the details of the situation. Like even right now, if my son was going somewhere or if my daughter was going somewhere and it involved the partner and maybe like going to that house, I want to talk to a parent.
okay,
I wanna know who's
that's what I'm getting at.
Which has
But
kind
you
of
do know, not to say
outside
nothing
of
bad about the kids, you do know what we did in the movies too.
I do.
Okay.
I do. That's what I'm saying. It's certain things that one thing for sure, I'm a realist. I'm a realist and I know it's certain things that I'm not gonna be able to avoid.
It was
The
more,
same thing you did at the movies.
it was more than what.
Is your mama watching? If your mama
Okay.
watching, then you ain't do nothing. But if she ain't watching, you did something at the movies
It was
too.
more. It was more than butter
Miss Renee,
popcorn.
she was doing stuff at the movies.
Listen, let me tell you something. If we was doing something at the movies, we wasn't doing it by ourselves.
right.
So the people had to be there doing it with them.
Hey, come on now.
Some of the craziest and
All
wildest
them,
people.
all them
I've
same
ever
chicks
met.
that went to church, we was at the movies with. So just because he was in church Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, don't mean nothing.
Hey, listen, it was a.
Angel, don't act like I know the crew you used to hang out with high school.
It's man. I mean, it's some bad folks.
I will say that the,
Bad folks in church.
Don't tell me y'all. Don't tell me y'all. Don't tell me y'all were hunching in church. Y'all were hunching in church.
No comment. We're not gonna say that. We're not gonna
next
say
topic,
that.
please.
We're not gonna
Next
say
topic,
that. But y'all ever know anybody?
I will.
It still is a sin. What did you talk about?
Y'all were hunching in church.
If you ain't married, it's a sin. It is what it is.
I will.
I ain't gonna put nobody out there because I know it's a lot.
I still tell people. No, I'm lying. I ain't even gonna tell that lie. I wish I would have started. I wish I'd have started telling my kids, listen, you can get AIDS from looking at somebody too long.
I did tell my daughter, kiss and get you pregnant.
I do.
My daughter tell you, my daddy, he could have said, kiss and get you pregnant.
I'm tell you, if you stare, listen, if that dude look at you too long, if he look down real fast and come back up, he done put a baby in your stomach.
Lord have mercy.
That's what I should have taught my kids.
Y'all some idiots. I will say that the normalcy of parents speaking to parents when their kids is involved with other kids is damn near done with. I don't really hear of too many. I don't too much hear of parents calling other parents.
Can I get a little deeper? Can I get a little deeper in that conversation?
And the
Can I get a
reason,
little deeper in that
What?
conversation?
well,
Can I get a little deeper?
well, you ain't got to go deep because I know exactly where you're going with it.
No, you don't know.
Well,
I hate feeling like somebody got over on me.
He does.
So
He does.
I need to find out from this parent what's really going on. Because if I find out later that you got over on me, I ain't even mad that you lied to me. I'm mad that I didn't catch
didn't
it.
catch it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like I need to know what's going on. People may feel like it's controlling,
What-
but
Well, I think
Hold on, sir.
I think in that regard, I feel like a lot of parents are more so friends with their kids than parents,
no,
and that's where
everybody that walks in my house say I'm mean.
well,
I think somebody in this
Right,
room
you-
thinks I'm mean right now. Like, but the crazy part is like when you get to know me, I'm probably one of the coolest, funny people.
coolest,
that
laid
ever
back,
be.
yeah, definitely.
But I have a like.
You just have a
a
stern
straight
demeanor.
face.
Yeah, you have a stern demeanor.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And like, even with my kids right now, they be like, you all my friends, every time my friends come over here, they're scared of you. They think you're so mean. That's what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Don't try me in my house.
SJ was terrified of you.
They say rob me. I don't
No.
care what you
His son still don't really talk to me.
Now, as they cool with him now, but them first couple times, he
Man,
was not rocking with Chris.
My oldest,
Not rocking with Chris.
my oldest son, kid, man, I think he 2.
Yeah,
He 2.
Yeah, been round 3.
He just started talking to me like 3 months ago. Like he like 3 or 4 months ago, he would walk away in the other direction. Like he wouldn't speak to me.
Yeah,
My
you,
son still don't really mess with.
yeah, you just have a seriousness about yourself. And once you get to know you, you know that's not who it is. But you just have your face says, I don't play no.
I can't help. I was born with this face.
Don't look at it.
Y'all see how mean that look?
Hey, but to go
I ain't no killer, but don't
to go
push.
back to asking as far as the parents calling and asking, with my daughters, they would rather their mama talk to other parent than me.
Because you're gonna be on the phone stuttering the whole time, and they just like, we ain't got to. Damn, we trying to go tonight. You didn't stutter. You didn't stutter for 40 minutes, and we trying to go. I don't think it makes it.
My bad. I have certain rules. I have certain rules. You know what I'm saying? That look whether you
Shut up.
coronavirus.
Don't speak that. Don't speak that.
But with
Both of y'all.
with my dog, like I have certain rules. Whether I don't care who else you at, there's certain rules that you're gonna abide by. As my daughter, whether you're at my house or whether you're at whoever's house. Like my daughter, her little, I guess her little boy. My daughter, she's a senior or junior. I'm sorry, but her little boyfriend, he wants to talk to me. He wants to meet me. My daughter is afraid to have him talk to me.
I'm good. I
And
appreciate
to
it.
have him meet me. I don't know.
So why do my kids always want to come to your house, Mr. Brown? If it's so strict and stern over there,
Bruh,
why my kids like to come over there all the time?
I don't know why they want.
Huh?
He ain't gonna be like that.
He let my kids just do whatever they want to do.
Nah,
We want to go to Clark House.
No, with your son that's in college. He comes to my house so he can get my car.
That's true.
But do you make him come home the way I make him come home when he gets your
I
car?
lock my door at 12 o'clock. If
Th-
you ain't in
but
my
does
house-
he? But does he have to be in the door?
Yes, if you're not in my house at 12, I have a top lock door. Nobody has the key to.
But if he misses the lock time, then he just gonna
He
stay
better-
out and do what he want to
better
do.
Go home.
He ain't gonna come home. See, in my house, it don't matter if I lock my door or not. You better be here.
Okay.
So we'll be sitting outside. Wait.
Oh, ain't no sit out. You better ring the doorbell, and we gonna let you in.
There's consequences.
It is what it is.
That's how mine works.
So
My like, you know, I was raised by my grandparents, and in their household, once that door locked,
nah, see, we in a different time. I need to know that my African American son is safe.
Yeah.
I need to know. Regardless if you messed up or not, I'll be more upset that I didn't know where you were than you coming home after the time I told you to come home. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna fuss at you, but at the end of the day, like you still gonna be able to do the stuff that you want to do. Now, if I don't know where you are and I'm worried, now we got an issue.
Yeah, I'm almost 35. My mama still texts me to make sure I'm home safe. So I definitely understand.
my mama.
Let me see.
You all right?
My mama check on me. My mama really, I think she checks on me now more that I'm riding motorcycles. Because now that every time she sees like a motorcycle or something bad on the motorcycle, like she
call you.
panic, and she
Yeah.
call
I
me.
hate you got that shit, man.
I really like it. I really don't
I was
like it.
pissed off when he got it, man.
I told him to get a boat.
He ride a motorcycle right now.
Oh, for what? You know
Yeah.
how many people? You know how many people still floating in Lake Lanier?
Well, we ain't gonna
We
take
ain't
it.
going to Lake.
Well, that's
Lanier.
that's
No, we're not.
It's still a boat in the water.
That's def-
Can you
That's like-
swim? Can you swim?
I can't.
Yeah, I lost a kid. Our coach passed away.
Yeah, we lost.
Kid
Lost.
I coached
Lots of home.
2 months ago.
I lost
At Lake
my
Lanier?
homeboy the other day.
Corey.
Corey, yeah,
Yeah,
Corey.
I coached Corey.
Yeah,
Oh, at Lake Lanier?
I coached Corey. I coached him in high school.
yeah, that was our partner. But yeah, so I mean,
I because one of my y'all saw I still on a regular basis.
Have you win it?
Brand new.
no, but I ain't never heard.
I
you
ain't
stutter
never
like
heard
this.
you stutter this bad.
Y'all be calling me.
I've never heard him stutter. This is beyond me.
I stutter more on the Xbox parties than Clark do. And now we in here, he can't stop stuttering.
He don't stutter. I'm telling you, he got to go home, but he's starting to think like I better. got a couple minutes.
You have to get together. Oh, somebody selling it on.
No, 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 no,
Nope.
no,
Nope.
no, no.
Nope.
No. Well, write down what you want to say, and I'll say it for you.
Text the group text. We'll say it for you. Text the group. We'll say it for you.
But yeah, man, I think when it comes down to parenting, man, I just think that I can't tell anybody. Yeah. See.
Yeah, you right. You absolutely right. One of my homeboys, dude went to church with, talking about.
Once again, this is a church person.
Church. The dude I grew up with talking about, I gotta be in at 12, but I was never home at 12, and that's exactly why I had a blanket and a pillow in the trunk of my car too.
So
That might be why he found himself on my couch when I moved to Georgia.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
My whole scene.
I don't think I.
No.
So you would not.
Bro,
Man, they had grown children that once they hit a certain time, they would be sleeping in their cars in the parking lot.
I was like 25 before I got a key to their house.
Well, hell.
Yeah, they ain't playing.
So you got off the bus. What then?
That was
They were
old school.
home.
Oh, okay. My parents never home.
Yeah, they ain't play the
They
radio.
ain't play, well, at all.
But I guess when it comes to parents, man, I can't tell you that you're wrong or right in how you're raising your children and how you running your household. You just gotta base it off of what you feel. You know, if you feel in your heart that you're doing what's best for your kids, then you may. And we're not gonna all get it right. If it's probably not no young people watching, no little kids. But if you are watching, parents ain't gonna always get it right. It is what it is. Sometimes it's a learning curve, learning process for a lot of parents, man. A lot of times y'all go through stuff and be into stuff that we've never dealt with or done or been involved in. So, you know, we just kind of got to do the best that you can do, and you go on from there.
I'll be real. When kids go through I look at what my kids go through now, compared to what I went through when I was their age and younger than that. We ain't had that issue.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that.
No, I'm gonna be real.
Like, what issue?
They're pushing the gay agenda on everybody at this point in time.
I mean, yeah, when it comes to that, then yeah, I think that's true.
Like we have to deal with that when we
I think that's the only
But
thing
I
though.
also think in a
'Cause we was-
way that's all, I mean, not pushing the gay agenda, but gay is more acceptable. So
It's easier to push it.
It's easy to
right, but for children, I guess you. Oh, thank you. I guess for children who are gay,
Mhm.
it's easier for them now than it was back when I was growing up.
Absolutely.
So I guess in a sense, depending on which side you on, that helps.
I mean,
So because
I
it's a lot
don't-
easier to be gay now as a child, and it's more acceptable, and they're teaching it more in school than when I was growing up.
it's in their everyday life. Like, how many shows can you watch right now where it's
All
not
of
gay
them.
stuff in it? Right.
Cartoon.
When we were younger, if it was some gay stuff, it was on like Showtime, HBO, stuff that you
Right,
had to
late at
pay
night.
for premium.
Yeah, right.
channel, right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So like now, like you said, it's more acceptable. So therefore, it's easier to push now. So it's gonna be more of it. They're gonna have to deal with it. But other than that, I don't think it's really anything more.
Right. I mean, as far as
I'm about
it's
to say,
pushing it now, it's pushing it to be more acceptable.
Right. I don't
Because,
think it's
like
anything.
the bullying can stop because this is 2020. Like this is that
Right.
people are out here and this is how they are, and you need to accept it. Like so, I'm okay with that personally.
I mean, I'm okay with it to an extent.
to a certain extent.
I don't have anything against, you know, people that may be homosexual or
Right.
whatever. I don't have anything against it. Now, do I want to see it forced down my kid's throat if that's not what I'm teaching?
Well,
Absolutely
no, that's not what I'm saying.
No,
I'm-
I
yeah,
was just
I'm
making
saying
it
as far
clear
as
to
that,
our
yeah,
viewers
definitely.
that we don't
I
have
want
any
to talk to the
issues.
point that it's okay to be gay and you don't need to view him any certain way. You don't need to bully him and you need to just mind your own business. I like it taught like that.
I like it talk like that too,
When
but
it
I
comes
think
to the point that
I think this whole bullying situation has gotten out of hand.
It's way out of hand.
It's gotten out of hand because our out of hand may be two different hands. I feel like it's gotten out of hand because I'm not gonna say bullying is okay. It's been bullies out there forever,
and I always will.
forever, and it all. If you're different, it is what it is.
Right.
It doesn't matter how different you are.
Right.
You don't even have to be like when we was in school. What is now bullying used to just be roast session.
That's what I'm talking
You know what I'm
about.
saying? We used to clown on each other. Keep it moving.
That's true.
If I knew something was messed up, it was just messed up. I dealt with it, and I found something that's messed up about you, and we gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
I go back in the day.
Yeah.
Boy, they'll walk with a limp.
You know,
Yeah.
but I just think like that stuff has always went on. I think just now people are more sensitive to what's going on.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
'cause
saying?
I was the butt of a few roasts.
You're still the butt right now.
Shut up. Not more than Clark Stutter.
That just happened tonight.
Not that tonight.
You've been the Hispanic group
Man,
for
I'm
a
about to
long
say
time
Hispanic
now.
group
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
longest.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm numb to
Nothing.
But he swear he black.
I'm numb to him now. It don't even matter.
Hispanic.
I'm black, but
No, he ain't.
I'm not Hispanic at all.
He
but
didn't look like he
Yeah.
he could be.
because of how
God forbid I fix this man some tacos.
My kid thought he was
Yeah,
kid
what
thought he
other
was
kind of
Mexican.
Hispanic is? Oh, okay,
My
okay.
kid thought he was Mexican for years.
Because of these foods, yeah. Because of these foods.
Today.
Yeah, so I
And then if
mean,
I'm fixing
I heard his-
tacos,
I heard Chris' son.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard Chris' son ask his mama like, "Is Sergio really Mexican?" I was like, "Are you serious, Chris? Are you serious? The kids too?"
but yeah, I mean, bullying's just been a part of life. But I just feel like we teach our kids to be sensitive now versus teaching them to fight back, to have a response for that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I came home crying, like, man, what would you say?
Exactly.
Did you say anything back? You know what I'm saying?
I had
Or
to,
did you
but
just
then
take?
I'll get in trouble.
Right, you gotta have some kind of pushback because number one, if you don't like being bullied, you have to push back,
Right.
or it's gonna continue.
That's true.
Correct.
No, that's
You know what
true.
I'm saying? You can't just. I can say, you know what? Don't worry about it, son. You know they don't know what they're talking about. But guess what? When you go back to school tomorrow,
They
you
gonna
got
do
to
the
deal with it
same
again.
thing. Exactly.
Yeah.
So as a parent, I don't want you to keep having to deal with this. I want you to confront this situation, and whether you come out on top of it or not, you know what I'm saying? You've confronted it.
But then
And-
the teachers be looking at you like you crazy because you didn't taught your child to fight
Man,
back.
forget with them teachers. Forget them teachers.
And
I'm
no,
not-
best believe, forget them teachers.
Because
the teachers be bullying these kids too because
And they do.
they do.
And I got something to say for them.
My
When
nephew was at the house.
make it
doing
be
his
known.
Online classes not too long ago, and the teachers was roasting. We call him the briefcase kid.
No,
We
oh,
call him the little rolling suitcase kid. Like,
well
come
then
on,
you
y'all
need to
are the
call me
teachers.
into your classroom because I got something to say to you.
Like y'all are teachers. Like that there is bad. But
then the moment you because
grew up with us and hey,
true.
lunch before.
Y'all
Teachers
are
that
the
are-
teachers.
It's
Yeah.
funny because some of my kids' teachers are like people I grew up with, so they do
Yeah,
got the
these teachers,
same
I-
MLK mentality.
I don't care about these teachers. Like my youngest son, when he was in
Throw it up.
kindergarten, he was first of all they
Every
were dumb enough to let kindergartners go on the playground with fifth graders.
Mm.
So the fifth graders were bullying my son. You know my son is a huge
Yeah,
kid.
a big kid. Yeah.
Was that? Why they even had the same?
Right. So we went and talked to the teacher the first time. They came back. He came back upset, said that they were still bullying him. The second time, you know what? We need to talk to the teacher and the principal. Principal, guess what? Same thing still happened. So the next time, I'm like, listen. The next time something happened and one of these kids bully my son,
So when they slap them, then what?
and they no slapping, I'm
You
beating
about to be
this
at the
fifth
school.
grader
I'm
up.
about to say, yeah, I'm gonna be at the school.
And
thought you
if
was
you
just
have
your
a
child
problem
doing
as
it.
a
Okay.
teacher and a principal, I'm beating y'all up too. And I'm coming in there with the intentions of knowing I'm going to jail. So we can do this the easy way and y'all
And if he call us, you might get jumped.
listen.
You tell your child that.
Listen, my son is the type of guy back then he was the type of kid that he felt like he was just bigger than everybody. Like he didn't want to like feel like he would hurt somebody.
Oh, he was gentle.
He's a gentle giant. He
That's
is.
cute.
But now
Oh, he'll
that
knock
he's
your
gotten
ass out.
older,
He don't care.
like he gonna fight. But at that time, like I couldn't force him to fight because he
Right.
wasn't understanding why he needed to fight.
That's a good thing.
So
I don't
daddy
think
is gonna
it's
go
wrong.
fight for you now.
And that's fine
You know what I'm saying? So
because you tried to do it the right way.
just know, male, female, if you mess with any one of my kids, I don't care which one it is. Just know in case there's any question, I'm ready to
He
do
ain't coming
100
for you.
years by mine.
And it is what it is.
That's how it should be,
I
though.
mean, that's
It is what it is. Right
That
or
should be.
wrong, I could be wrong, but I'm still ready to do them.
And that's just that on that.
So, but yeah, man, appreciate y'all tuning in tonight, man. Disco 100 Radio, appreciate you as always, man. We getting better by the week, man.
Ain't we?
We getting better by the week.
It's gonna take time.
We still rocking with Disco 100. It didn't matter how bad it got. Listen,
Yeah.
we all rocking together. We a family. We building this thing together.
We-
So
I don't know. I don't know.
right,
I don't know.
right.
My mic right now, I'm stuttering.
Yeah. So
Episode 4 is gonna be clear and
this
no
it?
stuttering.
Ain't this episode 4? No, this episode 3.
Oh, it's not
Oh, it's
four?
3? No.
3.
Oh, it is 3.
This is 3.
I'm jumping it. Now I said on episode 4.
I was trying.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
you was right. I just
Yeah,
thought
he
it
was right.
four.
I was trying to
On
think.
episode 4, we gonna be.
What?
Hey, so so I just wanted to let y'all know, man. Disco
are.
100, we appreciate you allowing us to be on your platform
the best.
and giving us the opportunity to do what we love to do, just talk and talk noise. And just in case anybody was wondering, the Mannish podcast is the best podcast on Disco 100 radio.
Numbers don't lie.
No knock to anybody that's here, but just know that.
Numbers
Just
don't lie.
understand.
Just know that.
Numbers
Put it in.
Anybody that feels like they have a better podcast on Disco 100 radio, we would love to have y'all in studio.
Come get
Let
it.
Disco come up with some topics and just let us go back and
through.
forth.
We don't mind.
Hey.
we want all the smoke.
Hey, what my boy Lil Duval say? Pull up!
We want all the smoke.
Nah, it ain't nothing like that. It's just friendly banter, man. Hey, shout out to the Porch Monkeys, man.
Podcast.
Hey, podcast.
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 If you don't
Hey,
say podcast,
listen.
it's racist as hell.
Hold on, I'm black. They said only if you are not black, you had to say podcast.
No, I'm gonna say podcast. Still racist.
No, I'm messing with y'all, man. Shout out to the Porch Monkeys podcast, man. We had them in here with us last week, man.
Yeah.
And I checked y'all podcast out. I don't know if it was a shot. You know, it's all friendly banter, man. I know y'all on y'all's show, y'all was saying, you know, that y'all were the best podcast. But I think y'all were saying in anything that y'all wanted to do, y'all wanted to be the best.
And
That's how I
you
took
supposed to
it.
view
But
it like that.
I just flipped it to make it fun, man. Just to say, you know what, we the best
We the
podcast,
best.
huh?
Huh?
Huh? If you're gonna subscribe to anything on Disco 100 Radio, make sure you click the Mannish podcast first.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Oh, hey, Porch Money Podcast. Hey, y'all.
Hey, next week we will have some guests coming in next week.
Hey, but hold on, before we get into that. Hey, man, but real talk though, Porch Monkey Podcast, man, we wish y'all nothing but success, man. But anytime y'all ready to get together and really put something together with us together, man, and have some kind of banner, friendly banner back and forth, man, y'all let us know. We down with it, man.
Facts.
It is
Before
what
you
it
say
is.
manage, put the best in front of it.
Ooh.
Subscribe now.
The best.
Hey, but look, subscribe Disco 100 Disco 100 Radio. Subscribe Facebook, The Mannish Podcast. Please subscribe.
IG,
Click follow, like. IG, do the same.
was it Mannish Podcast or is Mannish 2018 on IG?
Mannish Podcast 2018.
Yes, sir.
And it's podcast 2018. Y'all click and
We also
follow,
have a
man.
Snapchat too.
But we don't even know what we're gonna put on the snap because it disappeared. So I don't know who had the bright idea to make a snap.
Me.
The light
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
I was
But-
supposed to be snapping
I don't know what we
y'all.
gonna do
No,
on
no,
this.
I was supposed to be snapping y'all.
Yeah,
That's
she's
my
supposed to
bad.
be like recording us live, like
But I got
not
it.
the
I
entire
got it
time,
for
but
the-
like
Okay,
just
I
like
got you, I
I
got
got
yeah.
the conversation. That's my fault.
Okay.
Okay.
Well-
when we get done, meet us in the HR office. please.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you might
Sorry.
be fired
I might
before
be.
you got
That's
hired.
fine. All right, y'all. Anybody?
Hey.
hiring?
Oh yeah.
But look, hey man, we appreciate Disco
Disco
100
100.
for hooking our first lady of Mannish.
Secretary.
First Lady of Mannish.
Yeah, first lady of Mannish, because I don't want to call you
Second Lady.
Mannish lady.
I don't want you to call her that either.
I mean, she got a couple.
But
of
look,
heads
man,
going for
Disco hooked you up, man. Disco wanted you to have this.
Thank you.
And it may be some big things for our first lady of Mannish coming in the future, man. So y'all look out for.
And we may, hey, y'all keep watching us. We may have a surprise for y'all. Somebody might get a free T-shirt.
Oh, wait a minute. We got money to give away
Thank
free
you.
T-shirts?
Don't
No.
worry about that. I got you. I got
Where
you.
do we get a sponsor from? No, I'm just playing. Hey, but yeah,
Nobody.
once again, man, appreciate y'all. Much love. Shout out Disco 100 Radio, man, for giving us the opportunity in the platform, man. Next week, we will be having some great topics. Matter of fact, we're going to start giving it to you a couple.
Yeah, we're gonna
topics to you
start throwing the topics out a few days
before.
early.
So
yeah.
next week, one of our topics are going to be, hey, would it be more relationships out here? if Females shot
That's
their
big
shots the same way that men do.
I got some
Hey,
girls gonna
I
come
think
with
it's some
that.
women that's missing
I got
out
some
on
girls
some
gonna come in on it.
blessings. And we got another topic.
I forgot the other topic.
The other topic,
It's,
hey, Meg the Stallion,
Oh, yeah,
Tory
yeah.
Lanez,
Yeah.
the double standard we have when it comes to males dealing with possible abuse and females dealing with
That's
possible
gonna be a
abuse.
short topic.
Boom. No, it ain't. It's gonna be a good one.
Tory Lanez is a short time.
Hey, but look, thank y'all for tuning in.